One concern that is sometimes brought up by wealthy individuals about citizenship by investment or second citizenship in general is, how do I make sure that my new country is not going to tax me? Americans, or people who are familiar with the U.S. tax system of worldwide taxation, citizenship-based taxation, taxing you and making you report your assets no matter where you live, they're often concerned with the idea that if they become St. Lucian or Maltese or a citizen of any other country, they might have the same problem. They might run into tax problems with that new citizenship. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about this and how to protect yourself. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson, and here at Nomad Capitalist, we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs legally go where they're treated best, with everything from offshoring their businesses to keep more of their money and pay less taxes, obtaining second residences and citizenships to have more options, and investing in new boom markets for greater opportunities. You can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. So let's talk about this idea of citizenship-based taxation, because I think that's what's really at the heart of asking, if I get another second passport, am I going to make my tax problems worse? People sometimes think that, hey, if one citizenship is restrictive, if being a citizen of one country is bad, wouldn't being a citizen of multiple countries just double or triple my risks? And I don't think so, because I think every country is different. Now, what's interesting is sometimes I'll talk to someone about a Caribbean citizenship by investment program or some kind of similar citizenship in a lesser-known small country. And they'll have this concern, but then they'll bring up, oh, well, why don't I go to Portugal or to Spain and get the golden visa, and I'll become a citizen there? And I do think there's a potential that the European Union, or at least select countries in Europe, could roll out some modified form of citizenship-based taxation. We've seen China, we've seen South Africa, starting to impose some level of citizenship-based taxation the way that the U.S. does. And I think you'll see more countries join the fray. We've talked in the past about how people in Canada have proposed it, France, it's been proposed. And if you look at the policy papers put out by people in the EU Parliament, by think tanks, etc., there's certainly a move towards saying, hey, if you're a European citizen, you're going to have to pay us. Perhaps it is as simple as, if you're paying more than 10% wherever you live, we're cool. But if you live in Dubai or Monaco, the way that the French have always been restricted from moving to Monaco, at least since the 50s, hey, you got to pay up because it's un-European for you to pay less than 10%. Now, will that come to pass? I don't know. But if you're asking the question about a Caribbean country or some smaller country, whether it's Armenian citizenship by descent or whether it's Ecuador through citizenship through residence, I'd be a lot less concerned about those smaller countries than I would about the European Union. And so if you are becoming Maltese or Cypriot through citizenship by investment, if you're getting a citizenship by descent in Italy or Spain or whatever else, if you're getting fast-track naturalization as an ultra-high net worth individual in Austria, for example, would I be concerned? Perhaps a little. I probably, and I've advised people about this, I probably would not want to be just Maltese. I've had people who they've become a Maltese citizen through investment. They've given up their U.S. passport. I think having an insurance plan, a backup plan for the EU wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, I don't think Malta is going to rush to implement citizenship-based taxation, but I look at how the EU breathes down the neck of its members and wants to make changes to these CBI programs, for example. I look at what they did to Andorra, which had no income tax, and Spain and France got together and bullied them, and now they have taxes that go up to 10%. Now, Andorra, in their example, doesn't necessarily matter to you, because if you're an Andorra citizen and you don't live there, you're not paying the 10% because they don't have this citizenship-based taxation. So the question isn't, will a country be forced to implement taxes? St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Vanuatu, they all have zero income tax. But if you're not living there, it doesn't matter. The other islands, the other countries which offer investment passports, if you don't live there, if you're not a tax resident, you're not paying. So simply getting the passport won't qualify you. The question is, will your country of citizenship decide to tax you extraterritorially? Are they going to chase you to the ends of the earth for their share of your money? And in the Caribbean, I happen to think that it would be very bad business for them to do that. If you look at a country like Dominica, half of their revenue comes from citizenship by investment. I don't think they want to jeopardize that by suddenly telling all the previous people, as well as everybody that could come in the future, that you're going to have to pay tax to Dominica if you don't live there. Certainly, I think people right now in this year of the pandemic are looking at their Caribbean island safe havens as a place where they could go and live and be safe versus their mainland countries. But generally speaking, people who become, as I have, St. Lucian, they don't go and live in St. Lucia. They use the passport. I actually do have my St. Lucia flag pin on another suit, and I'm very proud of it. But they're not going and living there. And so I think it'd be very bad business for those countries to do it. The only way I could really see it happening is if you had a large country or a country that was part of a large bloc that came and decided to tax people, again, extraterritorially. Now, if you're planning on living in your country of citizenship, let's say you want to get the Spain golden visa, well, you're going to be living there and you're going to be paying taxes there because you're required to live in Spain to get citizenship, even through the golden visa. And so if you live there after you become a citizen, then I guess you're paying tax on your worldwide income anyway. But for me, the idea is get a passport from a country that will leave you alone and then go and live where you want. You're a citizen of one country, you're a resident of another country or countries. And I think if you look at the smaller countries that either have investment programs, or in the case of, I mentioned Armenia, they have a large diaspora, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to impose some kind of worldwide taxation. Is there a day, many decades in the future, where the world gets together and says everyone has to pay something? Quite possibly. I think for the very foreseeable future, there are going to be options where the Cayman Islands or Monaco or Vanuatu will always offer zero tax. The UAE, live in Dubai. Or you'll have countries that say we only tax your local income and none of your income will be local. I think for a long time to come, you'll have places where you can go and live. The issue will be your citizenship. I'm not terribly opposed to you getting a European citizenship. If we had a guy recently has $40 million, wants to do Malta. Okay, listen, if 10 years from now Malta becomes a liability, have a backup plan for that. I'm not saying it's a 100% chance that Malta will become a liability. And again, I think that out of the EU countries, it's probably one of the lowest liabilities. But I think always having backup plans for your backup plans, if you really want to be covered, is a good idea. But generally speaking, you can't look at this through a Western lens. You can't say, well, the United States is going to tax me everywhere, or Australia, that sounds like something they would do. I don't think people in St. Kitts and Nevis are thinking the same way. They're looking to bring money to their shores, they're looking to build their country, and I think they pretty much want to leave people alone. So it's a very different mindset. Don't apply the Western tax-the-rich mindset to other countries who really just want to improve their countries. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.